still good. And I don't know about you, but Roger did not like to be the center of attention, so I'm sure he would have been a little bit of mortified. So, I am here to pay honor and respect to someone who is very dear to me, and to give a eulogy for someone that I love very deeply. Ryan would be proud of the fact that I actually looked up the meaning of the word eulogy, and it's origin because he was a stickler for learning. And eulogy is just the Greek word "eu" comes from good, and "logi" means speech, good speech. How do you give a good speech for such a great man? You know, there's many words that describe Roger. Generous, integrity, good character, driven, intelligent. But one word kept coming back to me. And it's the way he carried himself. And that word is love. He loved so many others. He loved girls. And son-in-laws too. You know, Roger's canvas that he painted for his life is full of love and race cars and more cars and a lot of cars and the military and and learning and continuing learning throughout his life and travel to see the world and experience new things and cultures. You know, I wouldn't say carpe diem, but I would say never wonder, because I don't think Roger ever wondered. If he saw something, he did it, he went after it. Roger, and I think it's important to know a little bit about Roger's humble beginnings, as he would say, the Ford Farm dirt road in Missouri, where he came from. He was rich in love, and he learned what relationships and family meant. He learned what hard work was. And, you know, he learned to do the right thing and to be honest. And I know those some simple things that I was commonly practiced in today's world, but he always cared and had the integrity in whatever he did. I mean, Roger used to say, we used to have to invent our fun in the country because we couldn't go anywhere. And one of the stories that I remembered, Wayne helped me remember this, was the time that George, his brother, made some would call a large firework, or you might call it a small explosive device, and tried to encourage Roger to light it while George was hiding. By the time I think this story is correct, he was chasing Shirley, and he somehow slipped and broke his arm, and she put him in the closet and told him not to come off. Roger loved telling those stories of being on the farm, but don't forget the lesson learned. The lessons he learned working on the farm. He actually delayed going into the military to make sure that last harvest was brought in. And Roger loved being in the military. He loved his service. In fact, he wore 3 different uniforms while he was in the service. And he loved veterans. And he loved our country. He loved to go away and visit, but he would always come back and say, these folks, I mean, you guys, they have no idea how good we have it and what we can accomplish. And through the military and college and life from the business with Chrysler and opening his own, being partners with the own rally sport, you know, his daughters, Barbara and Michelle. And talking with Barbara and Michelle, I love the story that when he would take them to the rally courses, he had a jacket made for both of them that they could have their sewn-on patches with every race they went to, because he wanted to make it special. Or the time that the Dalmatian became too rebellious to live at home and had to go to the pound, Roger went and got the dog out of the pound, found someone to take the dog on a farm, and got a ride in a Rolls Royce. Now, Roger could make that special. But that's what he always was, especially with his girls. You know, Roger was a unique father. he would teach lessons through life lessons. I remember Michelle telling the story, I love the story, of the time that you had a flat tire, and or your tire was going down, he said you need to go to the store and get your tire. And you came back, and the tire that they gave you was worse than the tire that you had. Now, Roger, being dad, could have easily gone down and handled the situation, but he didn't. He looked at Michelle and said, I'm sure he probably said, sweetie. Now, sweetie, I can hear him say, sweetie, you need to go back down there and you need to get the right tire. And she was mortified, but she did. Roger raised strong women. And then Lisa and Julie came along. He had such a unique way of helping you not sleep in. On Saturdays was not a time to sleep in. Now, Saturdays, if you knew Roger, it was time to do yard work. And if you didn't get up, he used a unique way to help you get up. He would start cleaning your window outside with a water hose until you came out and helped him. And if there may be a few of you in here that actually spent the night on Friday or something, Friday night and got up, guess what? You weren't immune to doing yard work either. But it was those life lessons, that hard work, sense of family. Those are the lessons that he taught. You know, Roger and Maria led, I think, an example of a progressive family. Both of them later in life went back and got their education. Well, not they had their education, but they went back and got master's degrees. Here again, showing it's never too late. They were always moving forward and always showing their girls the way. Now, you know, I think it's an interesting twist of fate that Roger, one of the reasons he got into real estate was because the real estate agent couldn't sell his house. He had been given a job, or he had been offered a job to teach at Memphis, and unfortunately, they couldn't go because they couldn't sell the house. So Roger went and got a real estate license. On February 7th, 1990, he joined the real estate world, became a realtor, and if you know Roger, all in. He became a state instructor. He got every designation known to the residential world and taught. And I used to ask Roger, I said, how did you have time to do all these things? And he said, you know, in 89, Hugo hit, in 90, I got into real estate. There wasn't a lot of homes being sold then, so I went and got trained and got more education. And, you know, he was a forward thinker in real estate. In 1994, he started, if not the first team, one of the first teams, concept, which no one was doing. He taught so many people in real estate, and if you ever took his class, you never wanted to be called on because sometimes he could tell you were wrong in a special way. But, you know, Roger was happiest when he was negotiating transactions and helping people. And I say helping people, whether it was their client or the other realtor or realtors in our office. He loved giving back. He was a servant leader. He could negotiate a contract with a company coming in town and sell them a commercial building and be just as happy as helping Hattie Mae Johnson buy that $12,000 lot on Johns Island to put a mobile home, because it was the right thing to do and to help her. And I can remember countless times, it's not about the money, it's about helping people. Roger, his words could encourage people to do things that they didn't think they were capable of doing. I don't know how many times I've heard the words, hey buddy, I believe in you, you can do this. And not just me, I'm talking to other people. Well, I've never done it before. That's all right, I have faith in you. You can do this. Mm-hmm. He used to say, if you're willing to do what others are not, help people when others will not, you will set yourself apart. You know, when Roger's life changed quite a bit when Maria passed away, that light he had that fire dimmed. And it was the first time that I'd seen my friend and mentor truly down. But true to Roger, like he does everything, he's going to power through. He's going to get through, even with his own illnesses. He powered through and powered through. However, it wasn't really, in my opinion, that when he got to take that trip to Spain with Lisa, to go overseas, that he really started to heal. Although when Roger just would not, when he came back, he was not the same man, of course, who couldn't. And then the end came into his life, and the light grew. And you gave him so much. And I am so thankful. Because, he seemed to embrace life again and to enjoy it. Now, I do have a point of privilege here to ask. Was I the only one that did not know Roger's age? He guarded that secret. I did feel better when Julie told me that she didn't know his real age until he was 20. And being the broker in charge of his office, would think, and the owners of my company here, you would think one of my first duties was to look at the books. No, I went to the personnel file and I said, I will find out how old Roger is. And it was not filled out. At his birthday, and Rutledge Webb, I think you hold the record for the most lunches with Roger. My calculation is 25 years, at least 3 days a week, about 3,120. So that was a commitment. Roger's walk in faith, he lived the principles of Christianity. Roger was given a gift by his parents to explore how Christianity and what it would mean to you and how God revealed himself. And Roger took a winding path, a long path. I can remember Maria. I felt like Maria, looking back, Maria was planting the seeds, and Deanne planting the seeds. And a few years ago, Roger was baptized. He received Christ. And his life seemed to blossom again. Roger always seemed to be teaching, whether it be lessons of life. Many people, such as myself, hardly ever made a big decision without even consulting Roger. Even when we were away. It wasn't just about real estate. We would have life discussions, and many of you in here would go to Roger. He always had a way of being the steady and the calm, and being resilient and helping you with whatever. Roger's life is a well-lived life. Roger wrote his eulogy by living his life by the way he loved and the way he treated others. The way he loved his daughters. The way he loved Deanne. And the family moving here. That brought him great joy. To his bonus son, Brad, who I think Lisa was more excited about you coming to live with them because that meant she didn't have to go move furniture or dig footers or dig ditches. To his son-in-law and future son-in-law, try to continue to give these strong ladies the support they need. To his grandchildren and great-grandchildren, know that Roger lives on in you, and you are a part of that legacy of that man. To those that knew him, that were his friends or his co-workers or clients, you have your memories. We have our memories. We have his wisdom. And like Roger used to always say to me, you have a responsibility to reach back and help someone along the way. because that's who he was. He was that servant leader. I want to close with a scripture. 2 Timothy 4, 7 and 8. You have fought the good fight, and you have finished the race. You have kept the faith. Now there is in store for you the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award you on that day. And not only to you, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. My friend Roger, I'll always keep you close. Thank you for making this world a better place. Amen.